Good morning, guys. Apologize for starting a minute late here. I was getting so excited in conversation, lost track of time. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly press conference. And I want to start out with some gratitude. A thanks to everyone who made last weekend's Bourbon Beyond an amazing success. An amazing success for every fan, every festival goer who enjoyed the great bourbon, the great music, the great food, the great hospitality. I want to thank for the great success for our entire city, having thousands and thousands of people come from every single state, from all over the world, who joined us last week. This is where Louisville shines. We shine when we welcome people from all over the world to our great city for wonderful events like Bourbon Beyond, Louder Than Life, the Kentucky Derby, and so many other things that only happen right here in our city. It's great for the entire city. It's great for our small business owners. It's great for so many people. It puts tax dollars into our local economy that we can then reinvest. It creates jobs for people all across the community. And we are so excited about where we are with these two festivals and where we are headed over the next 10 years in partnership with Danny Wimmer Presents. The team at Danny Wimmer Presents did an amazing job last week and has put a great preparation in for an even bigger event this weekend. Giant thanks to Danny and the entire team at DWP. A giant thanks to the team at Kentucky Venues for being flexible and open-minded and for their effort that went into creating this amazing festival of grounds for these two world-class festivals over the past 2 weekends. And a special thanks to all of the volunteers, the employees, to everyone at the festival grounds elsewhere around the city that helped make it happen, including our first responders, public safety professionals, and other colleagues at Louisville Metro Government and Public Works and other agencies that put so much effort before these festivals happen, during these festivals, after them as well, to keep everyone safe, to keep things flowing and working the way they should. This was truly a world-class team effort, a public-private partnership, and I want to thank everyone that helped make it happen. And just shows once again why there's no wonder while Louisville is known for its wonderful hospitality all across the entire world. With the new layout that we had at the Kentucky venues, Bourbon Beyond was bigger and better than ever before. It was wonderful to be out there to greet people to our amazing city over the 4 days. I really enjoyed getting to see, never thought I'd have the chance to see Ringo Starr live. That was pretty special. Rachel had enjoyed seeing Megan Mulroney, was her probably favorite as well. But what really, I think for me, was the best was seeing people enjoy their Louisville experience and seeing our city come together to once again welcome the world. So now what do? Not rest. We do it all over again for Louder Than Life. So to give us a preview of what we have in store for this weekend, I'd like to welcome Jamie McCurry. Jamie is the General Manager and Chief Marketing Officer at Danny Wimmer Presents. Her and her colleagues that I just mentioned at DWP do a world-class job preparing for these two great festivals and then executing them at the highest level so that every guest has a wonderful, safe, exciting, unforgettable experience. Please join me in welcoming Jamie McMurray.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you so much. So as Mayor said, we are getting ready for the final stretch of the biggest 8 days of music in the United States, and it happens right here in Louisville. Before I get into Louder Than Life, I want to thank Mayor Greenberg and his team, Mr. Beck and the staff at Kentucky Venues, all of Louisville City Services, Louisville Tourism, Kentucky Proud, and the team at Kentucky Kingdom for hosting us, our fans from all 50 states, and this weekend over 50 countries internationally. As the mayor said, Bourbon Beyond was a great success. We moved to a new site in Kentucky Exposition Center, and we've received rave reviews. The fans enjoyed the experience, the turf, the space, the amenities, and they enjoyed Kentucky Kingdom. So really showcasing a world-class experience to all of those fans who attended, and we are going to be amping it up for this weekend. We would not be able to produce back-to-back festivals of this magnitude to such amazing fanfare without the support of the city of Louisville, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and all of the citizens. We are very honored to call Louisville home. So as of about 10 minutes ago, we opened doors for day one of Louder Than Life, and it is going to be big. As I said, we have fans from all 50 states, over 50 countries coming to celebrate Louder Than Life this weekend. We will have hundreds of thousands of fans watching 175 bands on 7 stages. And Louder Than Life will officially be the biggest rock festival in North America. Which, yeah, very exciting. And it will be the biggest one of the biggest festivals of any genre in the United States this year. And so it's a true testament to all of the work that has been done leading up to this event this year. Because it's going to be so big, I thought it was a good time to give some pertinent information that we can help share with fans that are attending. So the first thing is our festival website, louderthanlifefestival.com. It is a wealth of information. We have hundreds of FAQs on that website that should address any fans' questions before they come on site. Our fans have been waiting all year to come to this event. We ask them to take 10 minutes, go to our FAQs, make sure they are prepared to come on site and have a great event. You can also find set times. You can find festival maps, contact information. Again, we have a plethora of information on our website. We also have a mobile app. It is free in the iTunes and Google Play stores. It has the same FAQs. It has set times so you can customize your own schedule. And it has a merch store. So you can pre-order your merch so that when you arrive to the festival, it is ready for you to pick up. Hydrate. So it's going to be warm this weekend. And we encourage everyone to take care of themselves in this heat. We do have free water stations located throughout the festival grounds, and there is free water stations in Kentucky Kingdom. So fans can bring a sealed water bottle, so a store-bought sealed water bottle, or they can bring in an empty plastic water bottle that they can refill for free throughout the weekend. Kentucky Kingdom was a big hit last weekend. We expect it to be even bigger this weekend. The doors for Kentucky Kingdom will open at 2 p.m. daily. It is free for all of our loudmouths with their festival admission. And we have the Kingdom stage in Kentucky Kingdom where there will be performances each festival day. The amusement rides, there are 18 of them that will be open, and they will be open until 9 p.m. And then the big wheel will stay open until 10 p.m. every night. We encourage those coming to give themselves plenty of time to arrive, get through security in order to see the bands that they've been looking forward to seeing. So that leads us to traffic and parking, which I know there's going to be some deeper traffic conversations, but parking. Parking will sell out this weekend. We are having record-setting crowds. There is construction and other events happening at the Expo Center, and there is a University of Louisville home football game on Saturday. Parking will sell out this weekend. We encourage fans to carpool, to take advantage of rideshare and taxis. We do have a dedicated rideshare and taxi drop-off zone. It is located on our website, louderthanlifefestival.com, and it is geo-fenced. So whenever you order your rideshare, you put in where you are going, and it will make sure those drivers are delivered to the right location. All of the taxis are surge-free this weekend. We encourage anyone who is wanting to park to follow our socials as well as download the app. We will be updating through push app notification any parking updates throughout the day, as well as putting them onto our socials. And then this year, the shuttles. So we are encouraging everyone to take advantage of our new festival shuttle program. It is located downtown. You can park at the Riverfront Garage walk to the convention center, and we will have shuttles going from the convention center to the festival grounds every day starting at 9 a.m. They will go every half hour or earlier as buses fill up, and they have a dedicated traffic plan to ensure that they get to the festival gates efficiently. Then to come back downtown, the festival shuttle program will operate until 1 hour post doors or until our last patrons who have a shuttle pass need to get downtown, approximately 1 a.m. And then we've also partnered with Park and Tark. There will be a shuttle program through them. It will be bus number 2 at the South First and Liberty stop. So there's 2 different shuttle programs. Our goal is to get as many people to utilize those programs as possible. There's a lot going on downtown. Let's have our fans who are staying in hotels as well as our fans who are not downtown come downtown, experience some of downtown Louisville before they come to the festival. And then finally, we have a lot happening around town this weekend celebrating Louder Than Life. We have a dedicated merch pop-up store at 4th Street Live. So fans can come down, get their merch to put on before they go to the festival or put it in their vehicle before they hop on the shuttle. We have after shows at Headliners and Portal in the Crown Plaza. And then the Mayor's Bourbon Brunch is Saturday at Nulu. So thank you guys for helping spread the word and making this the biggest rock festival in North America. We are honored to call Louisville home, and we are ready to get loud. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thanks to you, to Doris, the entire team. We are so excited to be the host for America's largest rock festival, Louder Than Life, right here in Louisville. It is going to be rocking all weekend long. And as you heard, please just take a couple extra minutes before you head out there to understand parking. Really encourage people to use the shuttles from downtown. They are already rolling. We saw people walk. They've clearly bought their merch from the pop-up merch store downtown here today and already getting on the shuttles, headed out there for the great festivities. And also, Louder Than Life is not the only thing that's going on around town this weekend in the vicinity of where Louder Than Life is happening out at the Kentucky Fairgrounds. On Saturday is when we're going to have the most activity happening at the same time. There are 3 major, there are 3 major events that are all happening within just a short few blocks from each other. We, of course, had Louder Than Life, which Jamie just talked about. That's going to have record-breaking attendance all weekend long. Racing at Churchill Downs on Saturday, and also a U of L home football game. So there are going to be nearly 150,000 people within this small part of our city that are going to and from these wonderful events. And so we want people to take precaution, to plan ahead, because we know there's going to be traffic given what that has. Now, that's a good problem, but we want to make it as easy and seamless and smooth and fast as possible. We have been preparing for this to make it work as well as possible. So here to talk a little bit more about the traffic plans is Major Luke Fawn from LMPD, who, along with his colleagues at LMPD, Emergency Services, Danny Wimmer Presents, Kentucky Venues, our office, and many others, have been working hard to prepare a plan that will work for everyone to get to and from all of these events smoothly. Major Fawn?
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Like the mayor and Jamie said, Bourbon Beyond was a success, and with that success, we expect significantly more people coming into Louder Than Life. We've assessed our operations from last week, and we've determined that we will need more officers to man different traffic points and to reroute certain traffic flow to assist with congestion. We anticipate concert ongoers to come into and leave the fairgrounds throughout the day, but most of the crowd will leave at the end of the night. With that said, when everyone leaves at once, waiting in traffic is going to be unavoidable. Parking will be especially challenging on Saturday with the U of L game and, of course, the race at Churchill Downs. Cardinal Stadium parking lot is designated parking lot for Louder Than Life. However, between the hour of 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., we will have to contend with fans from the U of L game. With the football fans parking there will be fewer spots available between those times. If you are driving or arriving early in that day, we suggest you enter through Gate 4, which is the Crittenden Drive gate, which has the most parking. And once that gate is filled, we will route car to Gate 6, which is the Preston Highway gate, and then to Gate 1, which is the Phillips Lane gate, and then finally to the Cardinal Stadium for parking. Once those lots are full, you are pretty much on your own. We suggest looking for parking in the adjacent neighborhood. I believe the Prestonia neighborhood over off the Preston Highway side, and of course Taylor Berry neighborhood in recent years have been very helpful in assisting with parking. Fans leaving Cardinal Stadiums around 3 and 4 p.m. will be met with traffic coming into Louder Than Life. And of course, we highly recommend you use shuttles from downtown, and of course, ride share, which is drop off and pick up at the north end of the venue off of Crittenden Drive. Other than that, I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Major Fon. You know, we are well prepared. There are going to be a lot of cars, but we're prepared for it. We do continue to encourage people to take the shuttles. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful weather weekend as well. We hope that continues to be the case. And so please just prepare and plan ahead. This is, again, an exciting issue to have to deal with, and we are ready for that. We mentioned that we've got several different ways to park downtown and get shuttles. You heard Jamie talk about the shuttle that's available from the convention center. You also heard her mention our new Tarkin Park program, which the city is providing as well to get people to and from Louder Than Life. So now I'd like to invite my colleague Jeff O'Brien, who's the executive director of our Cabinet of Economic Development, who also is very involved in the management of Park, to talk a little bit about some of those programs. Jeff?
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of the men and women of Park, we are ready to rock and roll this weekend with DWP, so we're excited for these festivals. So to accommodate the number of events that we have, as Mayor and others have said here, we've got two options for people to get to the festival by using shuttle service. The first is the Park and Tark option at the Jefferson Street Garage. As Shamie mentioned, there will be a pickup on the number 2 bus at First and Liberty. So the last pickup from downtown will be at 8 p.m. and they will adjust as the night goes on to make sure people are getting back downtown to the First and Jefferson Street Garage. The second option is parking at the Riverfront Garage at 4th and Jefferson Street, or I'm sorry, 4th and Main Street, and the Galt House Garage. There's a map here behind me. You will enter on the 4th Street side at the west tower of the Galt House. You can show your Louder Than Life badge or your digital shuttle pass, and you can park at the Riverfront Garage for $5. We have a number of events happening this weekend downtown as well, but just showing your Louder Than Life wristband or the digital shuttle pass will get you to in that garage for $5, and then you will be able to ride the shuttles provided by DWP. So we're excited to provide those options, and looking forward to having a number of people enjoy the festival and park in our garages. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. I do want to reiterate something that Major Fon also talked about with respect to parking. We see great entrepreneurial spirit that happens around the Kentucky Derby and the surrounding neighborhoods around Churchill Downs, around Kentucky venues. Last weekend, I know just off of Preston Highway and those neighborhoods there was entrepreneurism at work. And that we expect to happen again this week for Louder Than Life. And so that is also an option, as you heard from both Jamie and Major Fon, that there will be parking available in neighborhoods to support local businesses and local residents. And we are encouraging that given the crowds that we're going to expect this weekend in the area. one of the reasons that Bourbon Beyond was such a success and that we know Louder Than Life will be such a success is because the teams of public safety professionals that are working hard every day to make sure that is a safe environment for everybody. So to talk a little bit about the efforts that we've been working with DWP on, that we really work on year round to prepare for these events and then execute preparations for this weekend, and also some safety reminders for people who are going out to Louder Than Life, I'd like to invite up now Jody Myman, who's the Executive Director of our Emergency Services at Louisville Metro Government, who has been working nonstop with his team on Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. Thanks, Jody.
Thank you, sir. You know, it's just a quick personal story. I flew back into town last night, and probably 3/4 of the plane was coming to Louder, and it was so cool to hear, you know, everybody on the plane talk about, you know, coming to the city and coming to the festival, and it's really good to be a part of. So, yeah, just a couple quick things. We've got staff on site. We've been planning with DWP all year. You know, they're a great producer. They're one of our best ones that we have to, you know, to plan these big events out with. We were able, the major talked about traffic. We were able to get some drone teams out last weekend, just to recap from Bourbon, to help identify maybe some places that we maybe need to do some, have some adjustments because the crowd's going to be much bigger this weekend. We've got almost 40 emergency medical staff that's on site between Louisville Metro EMS, and we've got a transport unit there from the Pleasure Ridge Park Fire Department. We took 230. We saw 238 people last week, but we only transported 12 people to the hospital, which meant that the majority of the people that we saw were minor injuries, heat-related injuries, dehydration, which speaks to what Chamie had talked about. Make sure you're doing those things and taking care of that this weekend. One of the things that we did this year was we put our EMS staff in really bright orange shirts, which last weekend proved to be very beneficial. And this weekend we expect the same thing, so that people can see and readily identify our medical staff out on the site if they have something that they have to take care of. For Louder this weekend, we've set up our Lens Alert again. You can text Louder to 67283. Obviously, follow the app that the DWP has put out there for other emergency notifications. Know your exits. It's a new layout. If you've been before, make sure you orient yourself very good when you come into the site to make sure that you know where any emergency exits are. Have a meeting point with your friends outside. Memorize phone numbers. We talk about that with any emergency. If you have to borrow somebody's phone, then you have to, you know, it's not just call mom. You have to be able to put that phone number in because it's not in their phone. If you bring small kids, put your phone number on a piece of paper and put it in the child's pocket so that they know how to, they can get a hold of you if they get lost inside the venue. And again, hydrate now. You know, that's a big thing. Hydrate a day before you come out. Dress for the weather. And then Chamie talked about the utilization of water bottles. One of the biggest things, if you get in trouble inside the venue, the universal sign for, you know, I need help is the X, and the safety people around the venue can identify that very, very quickly and get you the help that you need. So we're looking forward to a great weekend. We've also got Louisville Fire that's on site for any type of issue that we may have with that. But we're ready. We've got a good plan, and we look forward to a great weekend.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jody. It's going to be another great weekend. So again, sign up for Lens Alert, know your exits, plan a meeting point with friends if you lose service, memorize your emergency contact numbers, hydrate, definitely try to stay cool this weekend. It is going to be it's going to be an incredibly enjoyable weekend. I love, speaking of drones, Jody, I love some of the drone shots of the crowd and the energy from last week's Bourbon and Beyond. I cannot wait to see the drone shots from Friday night when Sleep Token is playing. That is going to be one for the ages. It is going to be a historic event, historic crowds, wonderful fun for all of our guests here in Louisville. And so we're so excited about this weekend getting kicked off with Louder Than Life. As I mentioned, one more topic we wanted to talk about today, and we've been expressing a lot of gratitude and thanks for our first responders, for people who put their lives at risk every day to protect all of us here in Louisville, to keep us safe year round. And I want to recognize a few special people today. About a decade ago, Louisville Fire responded to a structure fire in the old Louisville neighborhood. Despite brave efforts taken by our Louisville Fire Department team, at great personal risk to themselves, 3 occupants passed away in this fire, and others sustained very significant injuries. It was quickly determined by investigators at Louisville Fire Department's Arson Bureau and the Bureau of Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives that this was an intentional act of arson. Hundreds of hours were put in, and investigators never gave up. After a tip many years after this fire occurred, these individuals solved the case. It's a testament to the hard work, to the spirit, to the daily effort that these individuals put in. Particular thanks to our fire department's Arson Bureau and the team at ATF. The team at our Arson Bureau's clearance rate is 2 times the national average. This is something all of us in Louisville should be incredibly proud of. And as you'll hear in a minute, this was a really meaningful opportunity for closure for victims and their families. So to provide some more detail about this, I'd like to invite up Colonel Bobby Cooper from the Louisville Fire Department.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Deputy Mayor James. Thank you to the local media for using your platforms to recognize the conclusion of this investigation following Louisville Fire Department Arson Bureau's positively identifying a suspect in the case. 10 years later, it's critically important that we don't underestimate the significance of this event and this fire that took place. It was a violent crime with a tragic impact and outcome on our community. The fire that was deliberately set, a fire that took the lives of 3 of our own members in this community, a fire that injured several others. It was a near misfire that nearly killed firefighters of our own if it hadn't been for the heroic work of our brothers and sisters who were on the scene. Courage, honor, duty, and dedication are values and principles that we embrace and that we uphold on the fire department. And while that dedication to duty is seen in the day-to-day work of our firefighters on the scene, whether it be a house fire, structure fire, car wreck, or an emergency medical run, it's the incredible behind-the-scenes work that is essential for us to keep the community safe. And that's from people in our training bureau, people in our fire prevention bureau, and of course, those that are in the Louisville Fire Department Arson Bureau, which is now led by Major Jason Sanders. On July 2nd, 2015, Major Sanders was then Sergeant Sanders and assigned as the lead investigator on this case. Deceased witnesses and limited evidence presented challenges for Sergeant Sanders and the investigators that were assisting him. They diligently worked for 8 years when a member from our own community came forward to report seeing the suspect. A positive identification of the suspect soon followed and ultimately concluded the investigation. The combined effort from Louisville Fire Department Arson Bureau, active and retired members as well, ATF, and very important to note, somebody from our own community who came forward to report something, ends the manhunt, it completes the investigation, it avoids mistaken identities, and the lessons learned from this case aids future investigations. Fortunately, most of us will never endure the pain the victims, survivors, and their families have had to endure. Our hope is that the identification of the suspect and knowing what happened now brings closure, justice, and healing to those who were impacted. We believe that is conveyed in a voicemail that was recently left from one of the victim's brothers for Major Sanders. And we'll now play that audio.
A message.
Hey, Jason, this is Alan Kaminsky down in Houston, Texas. My sister, Teresa, was killed July 2nd, 2015 in the fire on 2nd Street by the arsonist. And I heard that you found the guy. I personally want to tell you thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everything that y'all do. It means so much to me. I cannot believe this is happening, but I knew it would, because y'all never give up. Just like baseball, I never give up. And y'all did the same thing. I appreciate it. You made my day. This case is closed now. That guy is history. But I just wanted to personally call you and thank you for what you did. Thank you. Thank everybody. Keep it up, okay? I'm with you.
And so with that, a sincere and well-deserved thank you to the persistence, tenacity, and resilience of Major Sanders, who is now the chief of our Arson Bureau, as well as all of those who assisted him throughout the investigation, retired and current members in our Arson Bureau and the ATF. And with that, I'll now turn it back over to Mayor to present the procs.
Thank you very much, Colonel Cooper. So in recognition for this amazing service to our city, I would like to recognize the following individuals. First, Major Jason Sanders. Captain Dustin Barlow. Special Agent John Black. And Cliff Johnson from the Intelligence and Research Specialist with the ATF. Thanks to all of these outstanding public servants who never gave up, who are committed to public safety, committed to justice, and committed to protecting others. Another great example of collaboration between two different agencies that collectively serve the people of Louisville every day. Thank you all very much. Really, really appreciate the service. Thanks. Just a final notice that, again, next week our press conference will be on Wednesday. Now happy to take any of your questions, and we're going to start today where I'm not even going to look for hands. I'm going to start with somebody who I understand it's their final press conference with us. I hope I have these facts correct. Marcus Green is someone who I've known for a few decades from before I was mayor, when he was asking me tough questions in my previous career. Someone who loves our city, who's done a great job covering our city, has provided great information to many people all across our community for several decades. Marcus, so excited about your next adventures. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for what you have done as a member of the media in our town. And with that, happy to ask me an incredibly tough final question. I don't even know if you have one, but I'm putting you on the spot. Okay.
What I wanted to ask about was next year, and thank you, but next year when the I-65 Central Corridor project happens, there's a 2-month shutdown. What is the city's plan, working with the state, to ensure that there's not a detour traffic, big trucks onto some of these smaller city streets, because that's what happened in Indianapolis when they've done those types of similar projects. I know the state has its preferred detour route, but what is the city going to do to ensure that these types of bottlenecks and backups aren't occurring on city streets and aren't damaging city streets?
So the question was about next summer. I-65 is going to be shut down for a couple of months to do some much needed repair on some of the overpasses starting at the river and moving south towards the fairgrounds. We're in close coordination with KYTC right now, and we're working on that plan that you just asked about to keep trucks and as much traffic as possible on our more main north-south arteries in our city, as opposed to clogging up and damaging some of the side streets. Part of it is the timing, and we tried to find a time that is going to have the least impact on traffic. That's why these months were selected and not during Kentucky Derby season, not over these weekends, for example, when we know there's a significant amount of traffic on I-65 for special events as well. There will be traffic, but we'll be working our best with detours, with signage to get onto some of the main north-south arteries as possible. Some of the truck traffic will be aware of this and will actually be rerouted around the city. So it actually won't go onto local roads, but will use either the Watterson or the Gene Snyder, depending on which way they're ultimately headed, to bypass the city entirely. We're going to be encouraging as much traffic as possible to use those highways as opposed to using our side streets. But we're going to have a whole detailed plan that we're going to be sharing with the city as we get closer to that shutdown. Thank you.
Traffic and parking questions for Major Paul.
Sure. Okay.
There's no reserved parking at the Expo Center, correct?
No, sir.
And you expect Louisville football fans to also park there?
Not many.
Not many. We're in recent years, we're looking at somewhere between 80 to 100 on that side anyway, so not
And
many.
Jamie indicated it's gonna be a sellout. How do you know that large of a space when it sells out the parking? And how do you avoid people already on the property when there's no more spaces left? How does that work?
Well, I will tell you, our plan has it that we are going to have our air unit up flying and overseeing the entire operation. They are going to advise us on that. We're working with, of course, Danny Wimmer's folks. They will communicate to us as soon as possible when that does happen.
And can you give any additional details as to how you're gonna reroute the flow as from last weekend's flow?
Right, so the majority of the traffic is going to come out on Crittenden Drive, right? What I will tell you is that during U of L football hours, we are going to push traffic out of U of L parking lot north on Floyd and possibly west on Central to avoid, lack of a better way of saying it, colliding with traffic from the fairgrounds.
One other thing to add is that Kentucky Venues, we had a large meeting on this yesterday with everybody who's involved and all the agencies that are involved in transportation and parking, as well as the Danny Women Presents team. The Kentucky Venues has a significant staff on the property. As they said yesterday, they are going to be parking every inch of their property. So they're going to be parking cars in the horse stalls. I mean, they are literally going to be using every inch of ground to park cars, and there's close communication that goes between them, with DWP, with LMPD, and other emergency services. So as particular lots shut down, notifications will be made on social media to the Louder Than Life visitors who are coming, so they'll know that maybe that's not the right gate to enter the fairground, or that they have to go park at Cardinal Stadium because everything at the fairgrounds has already been parked already. So we think we've got ample parking for everybody. We just want to have good communication, and if people have a plan, that will really help.
Mayor, on that note, what's your message to people that would be attending, any of these events that are going to be happening, so close to each other?
Yeah. My message to folks that are attending is please have a plan, please be patient, and please listen to direction that you get from LMPD or other officers that are out there. They are working to make sure that people can get to and from these events as quick as possible. And so if something might not make sense to you, odds are it's because something that's happening elsewhere. For example, some of the diverting of traffic patterns, you might not see why you're being diverted, but you're being diverted because in a couple blocks where you can't see up is where we're avoiding a jam. And so please be patient, follow directions, have a plan, and have fun. We can and will make this happen. This is a great issue to have for a city like Louisville, to have 3 amazing events that are going on all within blocks of each other. But with this planning, we think we'll be able to accomplish it.
One other thing, do we have an estimated number of people that we're thinking are going to be in this, whatever it is, mile or so radius all at the same time?
Yes, I don't know if I'm authorized. I don't know if I'm authorized to give all of those out. I know U of L announces their football attendance numbers, but we are going to be well north of 100,000 people. We could easily be approaching 150,000 people between these 3 events with Churchill Downs, with the U of L football game, and Louder Than Life on Saturday. Friday night, I believe, is the one sellout for general admission passes already from Louder Than Life. That's where we expect to have the most people, but we'll have full access to the Cardinal Stadium parking lot on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, all day with no interruption.
A question about the new configuration is pushing the sound in a different direction this year. What did you hear from those neighborhoods during Bourbon Beyond, and what do you have to say to them about this go-around?
So we had, at least to me, we had very few complaints about that. Thursday night, there were some adjustments that were made after Thursday night, and my understanding was that the rest of the weekend, there were even fewer complaints than the handful that we did get on Thursday night. I've spoken to some people that actually were thankful of the new noise, that literally just yesterday, somebody was telling me they sat out on their porch and listened to the Noah Khan set. So Danny Women Presents takes great. They have sound engineers that are in the neighborhoods that are doing decibel readings to make sure that the sound that is traveling is not exceeding certain thresholds in that area. They're very attuned to that, and we'll continue to be very focused on that this weekend.
Greenberg. With news in August that the U of L Health Birthing Place project in the South End being stalled because of financial issues and a big chunk of that being funded through a city appropriation, I'm wondering if there's an update on how the conversations with U of L Health are going, on how much money is going to be coming back, and what your priorities are for using that funding.
The question was about an allocation that had been made to U of L Health for their new birthing center that was planned in Mary and Elizabeth Hospital in the South End. $8 million of city funds were committed to that effort. And recently, about a month or so ago, U of L Health announced that there would not be birthing that takes place at Mary and Elizabeth Hospital for various reasons that they described. They will be providing a significant amount of new healthcare services geared towards women at that facility that they're building, but people will not, women will not be giving birth at that facility. As a result, that's different than what was intended when the city of Louisville provided funding for that, and so we've been in conversations with U of L Health. We'll have an announcement in the very near future. $3 million has already been advanced towards their women's health clinic there. $5 million has not yet been advanced, and we'll have an announcement on that coming up in the next couple of weeks to give the final details. We've had conversations with both U of L Health as well as Metro Council, so we'll provide that information at that time.
Mayor, will you be going to Louder Than Life?
I will be going Louder Than Life. I will not be there tonight. I will be there tomorrow night and hopefully at least one other night to welcome people to our amazing city. Well, I can't say that this lineup exactly matches the music that I most often listen to, but I am always excited to be there. I've met some amazing people in years past at Louder Than Life. I am looking forward to seeing Sleep Token on Friday night. I understand how popular they are, what an act they put on, the crowd that's coming for that. It's going to truly be a spectacle to see. It's one of those events only happens in Louisville, Kentucky, and so I'm proud that our city is able to host wonderful events like that, but I'm looking forward to being out there tomorrow night. I will not be smashing a guitar this year, but there are so many wonderful things at Louder Than Life that are happening. I mean, just think about it. The fact that Kentucky Kingdom is opening and you can be riding a roller coaster while listening to your favorite acts. You can ride this Ferris wheel, overlook this entire crowd of people. It is truly a only in Louisville type of event. And so I'm incredibly excited to be out there. I'll remember that smashing guitar memory forever. However, that was a wonderful way to celebrate the 10th anniversary. And now we'll start celebrating the next decade of Louder Than Life in our city.
Have there been any discussions about expanding these festivals, to expanding the number of festivals, expanding days?
So the question was about discussions regarding expansion of the festivals. That was a motivating factor for the new location at the fairgrounds. Is the new location compared to where it was in years past gives Danny Wimmer Presents the ability to expand and have larger crowds. And that's what you'll see on Friday night at Louder Than Life. That's really what you'll see all weekend long at Louder Than Life. It gives them the ability to bring in bigger acts, have more stages, as you heard Jamie talk about. 7 stages are going to be throughout the entire festival grounds. And we expect to continue building on this each year. Whether there will be a third festival again, as they did for 1 or 2 years in the past, that's still to be determined. But we're going to continue to support DWP and Danny and his team so that they can grow these 2 festivals. And I would love nothing more than to have a third week. The infrastructure is there. It's built. Let's do it if there are fans ready to come. It'd be great for the city. Anything else? All right. We'll have a wonderful weekend. Rock on.